Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. Today I want to talk about the Mario Kart World Direct because I am not convinced. Of all the games to be their killer app for the Switch 2 and sport that $80 price tag, I'm confused as to why Nintendo is banking on this one. I get it from a logistics standpoint. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best-selling Switch game of all time, and if I'm not mistaken, the best-selling Nintendo game of all time. That might not be exactly correct, but it definitely was the best-selling Switch game. So probably thinking we can upcharge this game because everyone is every Switch 2 owner is going to buy it. I think they're banking on the new mechanics to really sell you on the game. I'm not convinced. I love Mario Kart as much as the next guy, honestly. I think it's a really fun party game. It's definitely one I'm going to have in my library and in my repertoire for when I have people over and we just want to play something and mess around with. But I don't think it's worthy of the super huge price tag. I've talked about that at length and whether or not $80 is worth worth it for a video game right now. I'm more upset about the precedent that's going to set for PlayStation and Xbox going forward. Oh, we can increase our prices already. We can already jump up to $80 a game. I just think it's not a good thing for the health of the market. I don't think it's good for gamers, especially who can barely afford anything right now anyway. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just surprised they're banking on this one because the Direct that happened today for Mario Kart World was pretty unsatisfying. I don't think they showed off much new at all. I don't think there was much that they didn't show off in the Switch 2 Direct, honestly. Very little came out to really show why this game is so crazy. I am excited about a few things in Mario Kart World. I think being able to just free roam around the entire map and it's all connected is pretty cool. I like the idea of the races, and in between the races you're still driving. I think that's a really interesting idea. I'm interested about the new modes. I think there's a lot to like about this. Jet skis, that's pretty cool. Very much like a wave racer type thing. But I just don't like the overall, this is our killer app. I wish that they were putting their eggs in a different basket here. I think that's where I'm going for here. I don't think it will be worth a day one purchase is what I'm driving at here. Not for me, at least. I don't think there's enough content here to really justify me spending $80 on it on launch day. I really don't. I would like to pick this one up later on. I mean, even at $50 with the bundle in, I'm not a digital games guy. I like physical cartridges, so I'm going to wait until it's on sale. But even if I wasn't, I don't even know. Mario Kart World being the one that I'm going to be putting a ton of time into at launch, it probably isn't going to be that. I much rather would be playing something like Metroid Prime 4, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Any of the big story games really catch my attention much more than something like Mario Kart World. And maybe it will have a ton of great content. Maybe it'll be a phenomenal game. Maybe I'll be proven wrong and the reviews will come out and say this is the best Mario Kart has ever been. It's so much fun. The online mode is super robust. Everything has so much content. You'll be playing this for hundreds of hours. If that's the case, great. I'd love to eat crow on that, honestly. I think that would be great if Mario Kart World ends up being something really, truly phenomenal and spectacular. But everything I've seen so far, it just looks like another Mario Kart game. Like I said, I think the free roam thing is pretty cool. I like the idea of the world. I've seen tossed around in some videos talking about what would DLC look like. You have islands as expansions that you can go to. That might be cool. That might be really interesting. But for me, it looks like it's just not quite as good as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in a lot of ways. We have so many tracks after all the DLC tracks and everything. You've got a huge roster of characters. Mario Kart World definitely has some unique, weird, wacky ones. You've got the cow from Moo Moo Meadows here, who can eat a hamburger and be a cannibal. That's the thing being tossed around right now, which is an interesting mechanic. It changes your costume when you eat specific foods. I think that's kind of interesting. We'll see what that turns into going forward. But it just looks I don't know, it looks like less content than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It might have a new coat. It might have some new mechanics. The wall riding and rail grinding looks pretty sick. I think the being able to do a jump, that's something I guess we did get to see in the Direct today. Jumping onto a wall is what lets you wall ride. And you can just kind of do that freely. I think that's an interesting mechanic. But again, it just feels like more Mario Kart. And in my experience, at least, every Mario Kart game I've ever played, I will play through all the tracks in the various CCs. I'll usually like prioritize 150 since I'm a fairly experienced Mario Kart player. I like the more challenging stuff. I just optimize that, get my 3 stars on every cup, and then I'm pretty much done. I don't go online and do a ton of the online stuff. I don't do a whole lot of extra things. I'll bust it out when my friends are over, and that's about it. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sits in my game case just in case I need to bust it out at a party or something, but otherwise I'm not touching it. I'm not just playing online endlessly. I'm not going to be prioritizing doing 200cc and stuff like that. There's just not a whole lot to drive me forward to complete something like this. And I just don't see the appeal of Mario Kart World either in a lot of ways. I think the like open world free roam idea, but not having a story mode per se, but having the missions, I think that's an interesting idea, but the way they showed it off in the Direct doesn't look super appealing to me. It looks like you just find random coins or little pads and then they activate some little minor challenge. It seems like busy work. It seems like the kind of busy work you put into a big open world game to make it feel more like there's more content to do. The little tiny challenges that you do that can sometimes be really frustrating or really annoying or just hard to find in the first place, and then it's not that satisfying when you complete it anyway. Like, that's what it feels like to me. That's what these missions feel like in the open world here. I just don't feel like that's gonna really cut it for me. I feel like I'd get out there and start exploring and find one thing and go, wow, that wasn't satisfying, and now I've got to do that for the rest of the map. It just doesn't sound that cool. The racing is what makes Mario Kart so fantastic in the first place. I think the free roam will probably be a nice gimmick for a while and then kind of peter out. I don't see that sticking as a main selling point, honestly. I think the racing will be really cool. I am mostly excited about that wall riding, the rail grinding. I think that's a really intriguing idea to take the series. I was very interested to see what they do after having like the loops and like going upside down, the zero gravity stuff, going into the water for the first time. That was pretty cool. I'm excited to see what the mechanics will be like when you're in like a jet ski versus in a cart. I'd like to know what that's going to feel like. I am excited for this game ultimately. I do like a good party game, but at launch, this is just not one for me. And again, especially at that $80 price tag. I've said it before, I don't think games should be $80, and I feel like you shouldn't buy it at $80 either. Just wait till it goes on sale. Let's speak with our wallets here and tell Nintendo that we don't want to pay that much money for it. If you're going to get it with the bundle and get it digitally, that sounds great. You're saving $30. I think that's probably the way to go. That's probably what Nintendo is banking on us doing in the first place. For me, I'm just going to get the base edition Switch 2. If I can get one, if pre-orders go live in the US, not sure that I'm actually even going to do that at this point, but we'll see. If I get it, that's not going to be a launch day pickup for me. I don't think the Direct was anything special. I don't think they showed off anything especially exciting for me. I'll just wait and see what reviews say. I'll wait until a sale, and then we'll go from there. So let me know in the comments section down below what you think. Are you really excited after Mario Kart World Direct? Are you more excited now? Are you as underwhelmed as I am? I would love to hear your opinion. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.